30 seconds. Ten seconds. Stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The fellas tackling their individual event number 3, presented by Trifecta. 3 rounds, 9 muscle-ups, a handstand walk out, 36 single leg squats, a handstand walk back, then 9 muscle-ups, same handstand walk, 45 single leg squats, the handstand walk back, 9 more muscle-ups, handstand walk out, and a final 54 single leg squats and a short sprint to the finish. This is your Heat 1 men coming into day number 2, moving day here in the Atlantic Regional. Lex Ozias stepping away first up and moving. A little bit of a stumble to get started. Smith and Stubblefield both up as well. Dane Smith up and over obstacle 1. Opts to stay up and keep moving. Wall and Ozias also up and moving. Wall opting to bypass the line. Dane Smith, the first to go to work on the single leg squats, about the 1 minute mark. Lex gonna join him next. Again, 36, the magic number, 18 and 18. They'll do 18 and move forward in the second block for an additional 18. Wall now joining him. Bryce Lawler in lane number 1, looking to make his way over as well. Giuliano going to work, as is Brock. Dane Smith leading the way. Dane Smith, 3rd trip to the regionals. And Smith will be your leader, advancing his chest piece to the 45 rep marker and heading back. Keeping our eye on the field to see who's next. Lex Ozias next. He's gonna move his chest piece forward. It's gonna go Dane Smith 1, Lex Ozias 2. Smith back at the muscle-ups, making short work of the handstand walk. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Giuliano and Wall side by side, advancing the pylons, both running back to start this handstand walk back to the rings. Stubblefield wrapping up round number 1. He's making his way back. Smith and Ozias on the rings. Lex and Dane rocking and rolling through these muscle-ups. Dane coming down. Shaking it out, appears to be done with his 9 muscle-ups. Gonna walk forward. And Dane Smith going to work on the handstand walk. Lex done now with his muscle-ups. Trying to keep that pressure on Smith as we pass 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Dane Smith done. Smith moving forward, going to work on his 45 single leg squats. Again, 3:45 on the clock. The event record set by Matt Fraser, 7:34. A blistering time. Again, these gentlemen, heat number 1, looking to set a solid time with 3 more heats of individual men competition coming up next. And if you guys are just joining us at home, welcome. We appreciate you guys tuning in. However you got here, we appreciate you guys arriving. We are at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Atlantic Regional, the Palm Beach Convention Center in West Palm Beach, Florida. And we are in the middle of heat number 1, individual men's event number 2. Dane Smith in the lead. Smith down in lane number 9, shirtless with the gray shorts. Good shot of him right there. In second, Lex Ozias just a couple lanes away. Lex in lane number 7. And right between them, Wall moving himself into third. But right now it's Dane Smith advancing that chess piece past the 45 and into the 54 rep territory. Dane Smith in the lead as we hit 5 minutes on our clock. Smith with a quick reset. Dane having to shake it out. Ozias almost done with his 45. Big cheering section for Stubblefield. Braden Stubblefield, lane number 10, a CrossFit El Fuego, arriving at the 45 rep marker. Big cheering section for him. Lex moving his marker forward. So again, it's going to go 1 Smith, 2 Ozias, and 3 Wall. Giuliano making a move, putting himself squarely in 4th, threatening the top 3 as we approach 6 minutes. "13-minute time cap on this event. Passing 6 minutes, approaching the halfway point. Dane Smith rolling through this round of muscle-ups. Ozias looking to clear the second obstacle on the handstand walk, trip back to the rings. And he'll do just that, and he will pass Smith. Smith done with his 9 muscle-ups. Lex about to go to work. Sure, 1 and 2. Split screen shot. Smith on the right leading the way. Lex on the left in second. Smith looking to make this final handstand walk back to the pistols. 54 pistols waiting for him as we approach 7 minutes on the clock. Stubblefield moves himself into 4th. Giuliano in 5th. Smith rolling past the first obstacle, getting past that yellow line. He must get past the yellow line after the obstacle before he can kick down. The second obstacle laying in front of him, he'll have to cross that obstacle, and you'll see a red line out in front of him. He must get past that red line before he comes down. And he will do just that. And we see Dane sprinting forward, and he'll go to work looking to close out this event with a top time, with 3 more heats of competition to come. 7:46 on the clock. Dane advancing forward, first 9 reps done. Eight minutes in, get a 13-minute time cap. Smith about halfway done with his final 54 single leg squats. 8:20 on the time clock. Dane Smith on track to set the time to beat. Lex and Wall handstand walking pretty much side by side, tied it up for second. Coming up on 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Dane Smith advancing forward, just a few reps to go as we approach the 9-minute mark. Dane Smith on track to set that time to beat. Going into our next heats, and straight out of CrossFit Krypton, Dane Smith. Dane Smith, time of 8:55. Now the battle, side by side for second. Ozias in lane number 7, his 3rd trip to the regionals at a peak 360, 1 lane away from CrossFit Oneida. John Wall, his 2nd trip. Wall looking to keep that pressure on Lex as they push forward. Past 9 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Lex with a slight lead. Wall getting called back to finish up that final rep. $9:50 on the clock. Giuliano going to be the next to get to the 54 mark. Right now, though, it is all Lex up front. Lex taking a step forward, going right into his next single leg squat. Buddy catches a no rep. Wall looking to close the distance as we pass 10:10 on the clock. Just a couple of reps to go, and Osias will close it out of Peak 360 CrossFit right around the 10:20 mark. 10:21, his time, Jonathan Wall. CrossFit Oneida looking to finish up next as we pass 10:30 on the clock. $13-minute time cap in place for these fellas. Still time for several other athletes to finish up. Right now, Wall the closest to that red line. Giuliano moving forward. And that's a thumbs up from the judge. And Wall's going to finish up under the 11-minute mark. Wall 10:52. As we pass 11 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes to go, gentlemen. 2 minutes to go. Your top three. Wall, Osias, and Dane Smith with a time to beat at 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Giuliano and Stubblefield next up on deck. Stubblefield looking to close in. But right now, it's all Giuliano. Scott Giuliano, his rookie appearance here in the Atlantic Regional out of CrossFit Apex. Just a couple of reps to go. And a thumbs up, and Scott will take it to the finish line. Next up, Stubblefield down in lane number 10. Braden Stubblefield out of CrossFit El Fuego. Just a few reps to go, and Braden will cross the line under the 12-minute mark. And gentlemen, we have 1 minute, gentlemen, 60 seconds. Brock and Montgomery fighting to get back and possibly get some reps done in the 54. 45 seconds remaining. Zach Brock clearing obstacle number 1. Brock out of CrossFit Northlake in his first appearance here in regional competition. 30 seconds. Hanging on is Kyle Montgomery. 20 seconds. Each one of these obstacles, if they can pass it, is worth one more rep, one more point on their scorecard. 10 seconds. Gonna count it down for you. 3, 2, 1. That's time. Big round of applause for all the athletes out there. Brock clearing that last obstacle and able possibly to score a rep or two.
Number 2, event number 3 underway. We'll quickly go around and introduce our athletes. Lane number 10, Bradburn. Lane number 9, Reeves. Lane number 8, Anderson. Lane number 7, Sales. Lane 6, Bailey. Lane number 5, Johnson. In lane 4, Hannah. Lane 3, Dapke. In lane 2, Clyde. And in lane number 1, Duddy. As we wait for our first athlete to emerge off of the rings, it's going to be Dylan Bailey and Aaron Hanna, both representing CrossFit West Chase. And Aaron going to stay unbroken through the first obstacle and through obstacle number 2. And the 12th place finisher at the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games, looking to make an impact as he gets going on his opening set of 18. Again, this first round, 36 pistols. He's going to do 18, then advance. It'll now be Connor Duddy and Henry Sales next to begin their single-legged squats. Z.A. Anderson, the other athlete with individual CrossFit Games experience in the field, getting going on his single-legged squats. Just a few more reps to go. Eyes on lane at number 4. And Aaron Hanna with the headband on, advancing that chest piece just under the 2-minute mark. So we'll see just how big that lead is. And it's going to be about 6 or 7 seconds ahead of Connor Duddy and now Henry Sales. But Aaron staying unbroken through the first and second obstacle once again. So Aaron coming into today's events in 23rd place is looking to make some moves as he gets going once again on the rings. Connor Duddy looking to join him on his second set of muscle-ups as he'll cross the line. Henry Sales also will cross the line. So that time to beat, folks, you just watched it, 8:55, set by Dane Smith, one of 3 Smith brothers competing here at the Atlantic Regional. Aaron Hanna looking to track down that time as he'll finish up his muscle-ups. So it's 5 total trips on this handstand walk obstacle course. This is going to be trip number 3 for Aaron. He's gone unbroken down and unbroken back. Let's see what he decides to do here. Aaron crossing the line and still going. Will he stay unbroken? Atlantic Regional down the steps, and Aaron Hanna's got it. 3 successful unbroken trips for Aaron. And we didn't even see that with your event record performance, set weekend 1 by Matt Fraser. Excuse me, that was weekend 2, 7:34. He did a few unbroken sets, but not all of them. As Aaron gets through his first 15, he's gonna have some company. Connor Duddy chipping through his set of 45 single-legged squats. So it's your same 1, 2, and 3 here in Heat 2. 1 Hanna, 2 Duddy, and 3 Sales, looking to overcome the second handstand walk obstacle on his way to the single-legged squats here in round number 2. And his judge gonna give it to him, getting his hands across that red line as he'll get moving. Five more to go for Aaron Hanna. Make it 3 more to go. Connor Duddy certainly catching up with a faster pace of rep cycling in lane number 1, but it's going to be Aaron Hanna advancing the chest piece first, but only a couple of seconds behind is Connor Duddy. So again, that time to beat, 8:55, as both Aaron and Connor head back to begin the handstand obstacle course for the second to last time. As Connor gets called back for his fingers on the red, it's Aaron looking to stay unbroken again. Will he make his way across the floor? Yes, he will. Aaron Hanna 4 unbroken trips on the handstand walk obstacle course. Connor Duddy looking to keep it close. He'll get through the first obstacle, as we'll see how many reps of the ring muscle-ups here in the final set of them. Aaron gets, that was a set of 3. Connor Duddy going up a little sideways on the ramp as he will recover and cross the red line, joining Aaron now in second place on the rings. Hand up in the air for the judge for Aaron Hanna. Less than 5 reps to go. As Henry Sales on the edges of the obstacle, but he'll get through this thing in its entirety. So Aaron done with the muscle-ups. Connor gonna look to wrap his up and try to catch Aaron. Connor was significantly faster on the single-legged squats than Aaron, but Aaron has managed to make his money going unbroken on the handstand walk obstacle course to this point, as Connor and Aaron gonna get there at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, will Aaron stay unbroken or not? Up the ramp, can he do it? Make some noise, West Palm Beach. Unbroken every single trip for Aaron Hanna. The time to beat 8:55 set by Dane Smith. He's a minute off of that time right now. Connor Duddy struggling on the handstand walk, as maybe an opportunity now for Henry Sales down in lane number 7 to overtake him for second, as he will indeed crossing the line. Henry Sales moves into second place. Aaron nearing the midway point on his final round of pistols, as Henry drops a no rep on that one, as he'll now advance every 9 repetitions. So that previous best time will be safe, with 27, count them 26 single-legged squats to go for Aaron Hanna. As Paige Henry falls, Connor Duddy done with his handstand walk. I would like to see it again. Not many more reps to go for Aaron Hanna, but he's slowed up considerably. 18 to go for Aaron as Connor gets moving. Aaron grabbing that toe in front to avoid that heel hitting the ground, as he'll now be down to his final 9 repetitions. The 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games competitor will take the top time here in heat number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it with his final rep, Aaron Hanna. Henry Sales catching up to Connor Duddy. 18 reps to go for Connor. 27 to go for Henry Sales, that second to last box for Connor Duddy. Solidarity CrossFit's very own, in his 3rd individual regional performance, will take the second best time in the heat. Loud and proud, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and no rep, uh-oh. And Connor Duddy locks down second place in the heat. Final few reps to go down the way. Making his individual regional debut. Henry Sales, final rep done with event number 3. So now the race between Z.A. Anderson and Alexander Johnson. Final 18 reps for these two gentlemen with less than 2 minutes to go. 9 reps to go in lane number 5. CrossFit Empire South's competitor. Looking to edge out Z.A. Anderson. As he'll cross the line at 11:26 unofficially. Z.A. Anderson just a few seconds later, 11:30. Less than 90 seconds remaining. Cody Bradburn through 18 plus reps. As he'll have just over 1 minute to complete his final 27 reps. Ladies and gentlemen, let's remind these guys that you're behind them. What do you say, West Palm? These guys fighting hard on a Saturday afternoon in their third event, 18 reps to go for Cody Bradburn. As it looks like he will be able to beat the time cap, but by how much? As we're down to less than 30 seconds. 20 seconds left. Cody on his final 9. It's gonna be close. Will he be able to cross that line in time? We're down to 10 seconds after a no rep, as we'll get ready to count it down in 5, 3, 2, 1. And finishing up his final rep just at the buzzer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Heat 2 men. A special shout out to your Heat 2 winner, Aaron Hanna.
This is the third of 4 heats, 10 athletes in this heat, and a couple of games veterans who need to do some work to get themselves into contention heading into day number 3, Travis Mayer and Alex Smith.
Well, and both these guys have been in this position before. They don't have a really tough first day. They come in and they make their way up. But if we have a gymnastic event, then we have to look at Alex Smith. He's just known for his gymnastic prowess. We've seen him do crazy things on the rings and on the bars and upside down on his hands. So I expect to see something special from him today. Now, Travis Mayer, this guy's just a workhorse. I wouldn't say that he's the best of anything, but he loves this, and he said this is a fun one. He's ready to get going.
Travis Mayer coming in at 11th place overall. He's 36 points back of 5th place Norman Woodring. Alex Smith, meanwhile, sits in 14th overall. He is 46 points out. Not an insurmountable deficit for either athlete, but they need to start finishing towards the top in these events.
And if you look at both these guys, very comfortable on the rings, not having any issue. And again, the muscle up is pulling yourself from underneath that rings and trying to use that momentum to get up over top of the rings. Alex Smith, look how tight his body is. And when I mean tight, his legs are together. He doesn't have a crazy backswing. It looks very, he uses a lot of whips, so it's good. And here's the thing, when you look at what the elements of this event are, it's not one on the muscle up. So you don't have to go unbroken, and I think that we may see some of the people starting to break early. The other thing that's going to be important is transitional rest. And what I mean by that is control your shoulders. If you need to take 15 seconds to rest those shoulders, do that instead of just having fail after fail after fail.
Alex Smith is your current leader. You just saw him working on his first set of 36 single-legged squats. The leader's name will be highlighted in the blue box at the top of your screen, and the number of repetitions that man has completed will be in the white box. All the other athletes will have the amount of reps behind they are of the leader displayed next to their names. So Alex Smith now through 30 of the 172 total repetitions in this event. And it's his younger brother, Dane, who has the time to beat. 8 minutes, 55.36 seconds displayed in the upper left-hand portion of your screen.
You know, when you say the word CrossFit and then you say the word Smith, it just kind of like goes hand in hand. I think it's pretty neat the fact that we have the current time to beat here at the Atlantic Regional is by Dane Smith, the youngest of the 3. And then we're looking at Alex Smith, and we know we're going to see something big here. And then obviously in that top heat with Ben Smith, with all of his experience, I'm expecting to see something big from him as well.
Alex Smith is now done, and he will go up and over again those 2 obstacles as he works his way back to the rings for his second round of 9 ring muscle ups. And Alex Smith having no trouble with that.
No problem at all. Now, this is one of the things that we are going to see. You may see a little bit of a break between the muscle up and then the handstand walk coming back. Usually the guys are going to kick right up after the pistols, and it's because they're letting their shoulders get that rest. And I think that's going to be important for them. They have to push that on the way back.
Nathan Bramblett is in second place in this heat. He currently sits in 17th place overall. And this is another guy who's got to start scoring some points if he wants to work his way back for his second career CrossFit Games appearance. He was 27th in 2015, but it's Alex Smith who continues to work away on his second round of 9 ring muscle-ups. 172 total reps need to be completed in this event.
And again, I'm seeing just chunks of 9. And this is the thing. If you have that capacity, great. You have to have the confidence of using your shoulders, using that press and going into the handstand. Well, I mean, look at Alex. Alex is not having any issue going up, and that's just because he's on his hands a lot. He loves to play with this. This is why he's so good at this. And a lot of athletes don't do this. They know that they struggle, so maybe they practice it just a touch, but he's having fun. He's playing. This is playtime for him.
Alex Smith's plan was to go unbroken on all of his ring muscle-ups and unbroken on the handstand walks. If he can execute that plan, he may replace his brother on top of the standings for this event. Younger brother Alec, the time to beat 8:55. Nathan Bramblett, green top, is in second, but Alex Smith is opening up a significant lead on Nathan Bramblett. Bramblett on the left, Alex Smith on the right.
You can see the way Alec is moving. It's very controlled. He's not trying to rush this because this is his rest time. Whereas Nathan, a little bit faster. You see he's really trying to work that, trying to push that tempo just a little bit more. Alec feels very comfortable on the rings, feels very comfortable on his handstands, and this is his rest time. And again, that number increases every single round, so he's getting more rest that he needs, and that's going to work for him.
Alex Smith more than halfway done with the work in this event, 93 and counting of those 172 total reps. Here comes Travis Mayer. If Mayer can stick close to Alex Smith, he'll do himself some favors as Travis Mayer looks to work his way up the leaderboard and get within striking distance of one of those top 5 spots. Your event record belongs to Matt Fraser, the 2-time fittest man on earth, 7:34.78 seconds. Did that in week 2, and right now Alex Smith is flirting with that.
Great. He looks so good. And the thing with Alec is that if he's on fire, he's deadly to the rest of the field. His confidence, and he rides that wave of confidence. I don't see any sort of frustration, and that's usually what will hold him back. I don't see that in his future here.
If you watch Matt Fraser attack this event, he was really fast on those one-legged squats. He took 1 or 2 breaks on the handstand walk, but Alex Smith now is making up time on Fraser's mark by going unbroken on the handstand walk obstacle, and he is back for his 3rd and final set of 9 ring muscle-ups. He has yet to break these up.
Well, and you got to work to your strengths. Alec knows that the gymnastic portion is going to be his strength, so he can really push the envelope there. Get the rest where he needs to, which is on the pistol. I mean, you can only go so fast when you have a certain, your levers are a certain length. Matt Fraser is a little bit shorter, so he can push the tempo there and take the rest on the breaks in between.
Alex Smith has yet to drop from the rings, and now that's his first break. Deviating from his plan of going unbroken.
But it's not an unsmart move. You know, you don't want to fail a rep. So come down the second you know it's going to be a little bit dicey, then come down, recover yourself, and get back up there.
Nathan Bramblett's starting to creep up. He's 7 reps back of Alex Smith, but Smith will be done well before Bramblett on these rings, and now Smith is finished, and it's his final handstand walk, trying to track down his younger brother, who has the time to beat in this event, 8 minutes, 55 seconds. Smith up and over the first one, no problem, and this will be the last obstacle he needs to navigate.
Absolutely no break between the muscle up and those handstand walks, and that's the part that the rest of the field does not have. Alec can go straight into those 2 moves and just hammer it.
Smith has fallen off the event record pace by about 20 seconds, but he is still on pace to set the time to beat, and right now that's the more important thing for Alex Smith. He needs 100 points, but that handstand walk put him back on pace to possibly set an event record. Nathan Bramblett on the left of your screen sits in second place, 17th overall after 2 events.
And you can see just what the race was doing to Nathan. He was trying to catch Alec. He saw him in his sights, tried to push just a little bit too much. And the thing with gymnastic movements, if you push too hard, then you hit that wall. And you don't. It's not that you're too fatigued. You just can't get your body to move. So now you're forced to sit there and stare at the rings.
Nathan Bramlett in the green, a little bobble, as he is done with his final handstand walk. And now 20 seconds between Smith and an event record. And a no rep, so that'll do it for the event record. Matt Fraser will hang on to that. But again, the more valuable thing for Alex Smith right now is to win this event and lock up 100 points as he looks to move up the leaderboard. Just 5 remaining for Alex Smith. Now 2. And move over, younger brother.
Wow.
Alex Smith, the new mark to beat. 7:47.78 seconds.
You know, the beginning part of the programming of this particular regional competition has been a little bit different, where we're having some sort of specialty type events, and you give Alex Smith a gymnastic event, he's going to do exactly what he just did, just crush.
Smith misses the event record by just 13 seconds, but now the time to beat with 1 heat remaining. And Nathan Bramlett can slide into second in this event. If he would stay in that spot, he would earn 94 points, and he needs those, as he is in 17th place currently after 2 events. Bramlett just about done.
Look at the tempo, great tempo. He's not slowing down at all. Granted, it's at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel here, but that tempo did not slow at all for those last big chunk of 54 pistols.
Bramlett is done, and he will now be second in the event behind Alex Smith, as both of those men beat Dane Smith's time of 8 minutes 55 seconds. Logan Southard, now on the left of your screen, is battling Travis Mayer. He's about 10 reps ahead of him.
And not what you want to get a no rep. You can see that happen. You have to repeat that rep when it happens. Travis looking great, just kind of chugging along. Another one.
Logan Southern making his first regionals appearance. Baseball, basketball, football player, also wrestled during his youth. Pretty diverse athletic background, but now it's starting to lose his balance a little bit. Travis Mayer's creeping up. Now just 4 reps back at Southern. Southern looks like he's going to hold off Mayer. And he is in just ahead of Travis Mayer. And now Mayer is closed out. We're going to turn you over to Larry Moss, the floor announcer. Bill and I will be back for the 4th and final heat of event 3.
13-minute time cap on this event. Less than 3 minutes to go. Josh out of Pale Horse CrossFit in lane number 8. Black shirt with the black pants. Lane number 3, Kyle out of CrossFit Vitality. Both those gentlemen on deck to finish under the time cap. Approaching the 11-minute mark. Killian out of Hardbat CrossFit in lane number 9, making his way into the final stage of the single leg squats as we approach 11 minutes on our time clock. Less than 2 minutes to go. Mabry staring at that red line, just a few reps to go. And Josh will take it across the line right around 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Kyle down to his last couple of reps in lane number 3 as we approach 11:25 on the clock. Arcona down in lane number 10 with a giant cheering section. Lane number 3, Kyle Verde will close it out. And Kyle with a time of 11:39, rolling up on that 12-minute mark. Killian in striking distance of finishing up. Arcona also in striking distance of finishing. Gentlemen, you have 60 seconds, 1 minute remaining. Killian moving very smoothly through his last couple. Arcona flying through. spurred on by that big cheering section he's got. Mossbarger also looking to push forward. 40 seconds remaining. These guys flying through these last few seconds, coming up on 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. And man, this might be a race. It's going to be Killian finishing up just ahead. Mossbarger and Arcona fighting it out, coming up to 12 minutes and 45 seconds. You have 15 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. And it's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to count it down. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
We've had a long test of endurance, a grueling test of strength, and now it's all about the skills. And handstand walking is something that these athletes can do in their sleep, and that meant that this year the test needed to get tougher.
Yeah, the regionals have had handstand walking in since 2013, and it's been increased. We've gone from distance, we've gone for time, we've done it on a fatigue, we've even done slalom courses in the invitational competition, and now we got to go up and over. So we've added an obstacle, and it's no joke. They either have it or they don't.
And for more on the obstacle that these athletes are facing, let's send it down to Amanda Kranz.
With this handstand walking obstacle, this is going to be a challenge that these athletes have never faced before at the regional level. But if they have been training with odd objects, if they have been pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone, they should do okay with this obstacle. If they have not been training in that way, they will fail this test.
Thank you, Amanda. 10 athletes in this fourth and final heat. Keep your eye on lane 1, Noah Olson, and lane 9, Ben Smith. Final heat underway. We start with 9 ring muscle-ups. The time to beat belongs to Ben Smith's younger brother, Alex Smith, 7 minutes, 47 seconds. Did that in the third heat.
Right there on the screen, that's Adam Klink. The thing is he's sitting in that first place position right alongside Mitch Wagner as well. These two guys would not be who you would expect to see at the top of the leaderboard coming into day 2. They had great events but on that first day, but this is really going to test them, because when you have someone like Noah Olson down at the bottom of your screen there, that does it.
Noah Olson sprinting up and over those handstand obstacles. The leader's name in the event will be highlighted in the blue box at the top of your screen, and the number in the white box next to that athlete's name will indicate how many repetitions he has completed. The number in the white box next to everyone else's name will indicate how many repetitions they are behind the leader. There are 172 total repetitions in this event. Noah Olson, bottom of your screen, is the leader. He is working on a set of 36 one-legged squats. He won this regional last year. Right now, he sits in 9th place overall. The top 5 athletes at the end of Sunday go to the CrossFit Games, and Olson is trying to work his way into the top 5 in the overall standings. And now your overall leader, Adam Klink, said he was worried about this. He's only gotten over it one time in practice, and now Klink needs to get over that yellow line for this to count, and now he can kick down.
You know, this has got to be damage control for him, so it's not a matter of what he needs to do is be able to hang in the middle. So yes, he just got that one. He needs to limit his frustration, rest as long as he needs to, just to make sure he can keep moving. But if he rushes himself too much, he's just going to have fatigue in the shoulders and not be able to make any of them.
Noah Olson is working his way back for his second round of 9 ring muscle-ups, and 0 problems for Noah Olson.
He might as well have shoes on his hands. He made that look so easy.
Raymond Romanek is in second place, and Ben Smith sits in third.
Now with Noah, he has a tendency, and he's classically known to go out too hard, too fast, blow himself up. He has really matured himself as an athlete. We've seen that. But again, with this gymnastic type skill and him being so skilled, I expect to see him stay nice and comfortable. He's pushing the envelope.
Olson's on the left. He's your leader in the event. This is your overall leader after 2 events. And the good news for Adam Klink is history is on his side. He finished first and second, so top 2 in the first 2 events. 31 athletes since 2015 have done that. 29 qualified for the CrossFit Games. The 2 who didn't, one was this year, Andre Sanchez in the Latin America regional. He finished third, but they only send 1 athlete to the games. And then the other guy, Christian Lucero, had to withdraw because of an injury last year. So if Adam Clayton can do some damage control in this event, he will be okay. Meanwhile, Noah Olson continues to lead bottom of your screen and is on to his set of 45 one-legged squats.
You know, we talked about where you're supposed to contain your rest, where you're supposed to use your rest. Noah Olson went straight from those rings and ran to the obstacles and went straight up and over them, right into those pistols, super fast.
Mitch Wagner, second place overall after 2 events. This is another man that just needs to hang on here. He doesn't need to win this heat or win this event. If he can just stay in the top 10, he will remain in the top 5 on the overall leaderboard.
I mean, he looks great, and again, damage control is all he needs to be thinking about. This, if you know, with this not being one of the better events for him, hang in the pack. He had an unbelievable first day. Just keep in there. Just stay with the group. Let that momentum carry you through today.
The Norman Woodring on your screen right now is in that 5th and final spot after 2 events, but he only has an 8-point cushion over Raymond Romanek. In fact, there's just 30 points separating 5th from 10th, so Woodring does not have a lot of room for error here. And he is on his second set of one-legged squats, around a 45. Meanwhile, Noah Olson has to handstand his way, walk his way back to the rings.
Pure confidence in Noah. You can look at the way he's walking. He feels very comfortable with what he has to do. Not even concerning himself, not even waiting to prep before he goes up into the handstand walk. Look at that.
Olson has a sizable lead on Ben Smith. Smith is now 30 reps behind Noah Olson, who is through 107 of those 172 total repetitions. Smith, another guy trying to work his way into the top 5.
Now with Ben Smith, the thing is he's such a good athlete. He's so well-rounded, so experienced that I was expecting him to do well. I mean, he's been a little bit overshadowed by Noah and his just prowess. But Ben Smith, you can never count him out ever, and he's doing what he needs to do. He knows how to march himself up that leaderboard, and he's handling it.
Olson on his 3rd round of 9 muscle-ups. He has to pull himself up and over those rings and extend his arms fully in order for the repetition to count. The event record belongs to Matt Fraser. He did that last week. Fraser, the 2-time defending fittest man on earth. And Noah Olson is on pace to possibly beat that.
Look at the speed. Look, he knows he's at the end. Oh!
And a no rep, he did not fully lock out at the top before he came down, so he has to do 10. And that may cost him an event record, but he is still trying to chase down the time to beat in this event. In the upper left-hand portion of your screen belongs to Alex Smith.
Well, we know that Noah has the ability on the handstand walk. I think the fact that he can push the pistols a little bit faster, he can play into his favor and make up for that missed rep. Man, he just looks, literally, this is almost a joke for him. He's so good.
And that's the first fail Olson has had on the handstand walk.
And that's the pressure of pushing. If you push your shoulders too much, you're going to have that no matter how good you are. But you got to remember, it's not just walking on your hands. You have to change your body position as you go up the ramp. Even going down, you're putting a lot of weight onto each arm, so there's a lot of shoulders being used.
Olson is done. 54 one-legged squats remain. Raymond Romanek is on the outside looking in. He's only 8 points behind Norman Woodring, and right now Romanek is fighting with Woodring in this heat. In order to pick up points on Woodring, Romanek needs to finish ahead of him in this event. The better you do in an event, the more points you pick up. If you win the event, you get 100. Second place gets 94, and third, 88. Olson has one more to do. He'll advance every 9 repetitions.
Again, the object that he needs to do is go fast, but you got to open up those hips at the top. That's what the judge is looking for, to make sure that hip crease gets below that knee.
Ben Smith still remains in second place. And even though he's not winning this event, the good news for him is he is ahead of all the men he's chasing in the overall standings. So just 18 repetitions remaining for Noah Olson. Olson, 9th overall, trying to work his way into the top 5. And he is cranking through these one-legged squats. He will not get the event record, but he will set the time to beat. Noah Olson is 100 points richer with an event win.
Man, if this kid has confidence, or when he has confidence, he destroys the rest of the field, and he looked unfazed that entire event.
Ben Smith is now your leader on the floor, just starting his final round of 54 one-legged squats. This is the battle for third in the heat. John Colte is on the right, and Norman Woodring is on the left. Woodring is trying to hang on to that fifth and final qualifying spot at the halfway point of this competition. Just 3 events remain after this.
Colte looks great down at the bottom of your screen. Yellow shoes, moving through those pistols. Now, we saw him yesterday in that second event, winning that event, coming off a lot of great momentum here. I think he feels really comfortable. The position, we talked about how he even said it, his movements were bastardized and kind of ugly, but he looks spectacular here on the handstand walk-in and those pistols, moving well and moving very confident.
Ben Smith looking to lock up a top 5 finish in this event, and that would propel him up the leaderboard as well. Last year, Ben Smith pulled off an epic comeback over the last 2 days of competition to get himself to his 9th straight CrossFit Games.
Yeah, nobody likes to dig out of a hole, but Ben Smith can do that. And he's putting himself in a much better position today.
Ben Smith now with 4 to go. And Ben Smith is in, and he is 1 step closer to a 10th straight trip to the CrossFit Games. John Colte, your leader on the floor, just ahead of Norman Woodring. Colte is on the right with no shirt. Woodring is on the left. Colte currently in 3rd place overall. He's 22 points clear of Raymond Romanek, who is in 6th place.
You can see the judge trying to mimic that, opening up the hips, making sure that Colte opens those hips every single time. That's that full extension that the judge is looking for.
Colte is in, and now here comes Woodring. So Woodring trying to stay ahead of most of the men who are chasing him down. Raymond Romanek on the bottom right of your screen is the man chasing him. Colte will not surrender any points to Romanek, but he will surrender points to both Noah Olson and Ben Smith. Ethan Helbig is on the left. Helbig is in 4th place overall.
Now look at the tempo that Romanek has just picked up on those pistols. Very fast, little bobble, but again, still he sees that light at the end of the tunnel, so he's really moving. His legs are burning. His butt is on fire, his quads are burning, but he's still moving, and that's a real impressive finish for him.
Romanek may be able to pick up a couple points on Ethan Helbig, as it looks like the overall leaderboard will change heading into event 4. Helbig is in. That leaves Andrew McGovern and Mitch Wagner as the leaders on the floor. An overall leader, Adam Klink, is still out there. Klink has yet to finish his 2nd handstand walk.
Look at the frustration. Feeling that first place position just not only slipping through your fingers, but being torn from your hands like that. It's got to be frustrating.
Adam Klink knew that this was going to be a problem for him. Now again, he finished 1st and 2nd in the first 2 events. Since 2015, 29 of the 31 athletes who have finished in the top 2 in the first 2 events of the regional competition have qualified for the CrossFit Games. All of them have finished in the top 5, except for one man, and that again was Christian Lucero, who had to withdraw because of an injury. But as more people come across the finish line, Adam Klink is losing precious points and may lose the top spot on the overall leaderboard. Andrew McGovern is in. Klink with 15 seconds to go If he can get up and over this thing, he'll pick up another rep, and at this point, that's going to matter for him. He's just trying to surrender as few points as possible.
You just got to be able. It's got to be able to shrug that one off. We still have a lot of points to be had, and he's in a great position. So it's got to be frustrating, but you got to let it go.
A lot of points to be had, and Noah Olson just picked up 100, his 6th career regional event win. He was flirting with an event record, but he does get the event win, and he needed that.
Oh man, but I tell you what, it was so fun to watch Noah work because he handled every single piece flawless. There was one little bobble, unlike Klink, who just struggled. Now, we knew that this was going to be an issue for him. He's got to be able to take that frustration and throw it away. He's given himself a nice little padding, but when we talk about this particular event, it was Olson, Olson, Olson. Speed through the muscle-ups, speed on the handstand walking, so fast on the pistols. And there was a little bit right there, so that bobble did cost him the event record, but event record would be nice, but it's all about getting the win here and getting yourself into that top 5 position. Noah did what Noah needed to do, and that was have an unbelievable event. And man, it was an absolutely beautiful finish for him.
The results for event 3, it's going to be Noah Olson on top. 7 minutes, 40.84 seconds, edges out the younger Alex Smith at 7:47.78. Nathan Bramlett helps his cause, as do Dane and Ben Smith. Amanda Krenz is with your event winner.
Noah, you basically rocketed out of the chute at the start of this event, but you kept that tempo throughout all of the tests in this event. How did you do that?
That one was a fast and fun one. I tested it really well, almost the exact same time. I knew I had the capacity to pull it off. It was just a matter of executing, so I did just that.
This is event 3. Event 4 involves snatches and burpees. What can we expect from you in that event?
That should be a good one as well. I love snatches, and burpees are a good movement for me, so hopefully it's another top finish. I need some extra points to get into the top 5.
Overall, how are you feeling right now about your level of fitness and your ability to make it out to the CrossFit Games yet again?
Feeling good. I came into the weekend confident. I know I've been training really hard, doing all the right things, so again, just a matter of executing. But also, just quick note, I wanted to this weekend honor the late Nick Saab, a family friend of ours, passed away from a heart attack earlier this week, so that one was for you, Nick. Thanks.
Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, thank you.
Noah Olson dedicating that one to a family friend and picking up 100 points in the process. We're going to step aside. Coming up next, it's the final heat of event 3 for the women.